सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तावत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। ओम धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तावत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ पारायणम् अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। As we kept this niyamam to chant Bhagavata Mahapurana wholeheartedly, the 11th skandham. Just to revise what we studied in this Mukti skandham. In fact, having the Bhagavad Mahapurana in the hands, considering it to be Bhagavan Krishna himself, and every akshara of Bhagavata is none other than Krishna. With this bhavana, the Parayanam itself is Mahat Punyam. Then, when we know the meaning of it, when we are able to do what is said in that slokas or the topic or in those chapters, whether it is Punyam, whether it is Dharmam, whether it is Java Upasanas, whether it is Dhyanam, that going to help us in our evolution. Anything, everything as a human being we can do. But the best thing to do is our wisdom. And the best thing is propitiating the Lord to be blessed by Him with the best of the things as well as with the vision of Him. And all that is done by spirituality. To be spiritual, the conviction doesn't come easily. Again, this also is the result of many lives of evolution. So many Mahatmas, so many Gurus are working on us to mold us to be the sadhakas. When we understand this, when we do our bit, when we allow them also to help us, through this mutual effort, we slowly get molded to be the Adhyatmika Sadhaka, wherein our most of the time, mind, and energy are spent only in doing the spiritual activities. One of the important activities is the study of the Shastra, and in that, to become familiar with the mantras, the Parayanam also is done. Now, bring the devotion, 11th Skandham, 3rd chapter. We stopped at the 40th mantra, in which the Raja asked the question. Then Pipalayana talks about Bhagavan's nature. These 5 slokas, while we studied, we took more than 3-4 days to study, in which Paramatma's all levels of existence are exhaustively explained. We are not going to study it now, just Parayana. Now, 41 onwards. Om Rajovacha Karmayogam Vadatanaha Purusho Yena Samskrutaha Vidhuyeha Karmani Naishkarmyam Vindate Param Evam Prashnam Rushin Purvam Aprucham Piturantike Nabruvan Brahmana Putraha Tatra Karanamuchatam Avirhotra Uvacha Karma Karma Vikarmeti Vedavado न लौकिकः वेदस्य चेश्वरात्मत्वात् तत्र मुह्यन्ति सूरयः परोक्षवादो वेदोऽयं बालानामनुशासनं कर्म मोक्षाय कर्माणि विदत्ते हि अगदं यथा नाचरेद् यस्तु वेदोक्तं स्वयमग्नो अजितेन्द्रियः विकर्मणा हि अधर्मेण मृत्योर्मृत्युमुपैति सः वेदोक्तमेव कुर्वाणः निस्सङ्गोऽर्पितमीश्वरे नैष्कर्म्यां लभते सिद्धिं रोचनार्थाफलश्रुतिः य आशुहृदयग्रन्थिं निर्जिहीर्षुः परात्मनः विधिनोपचरेत देवं तन्त्रोक्तेन च केशवं लब्धानुग्रह आचार्यात् तेन सन्दर्शितागमः महापुरुषमभ्यर्चेतु मूर्त्याभिमतयात्मनः शुचिः सम्मुखमासीनः प्राणसंयमनादिभिः पिण्डं विशोध्य सन्न्यास कृतरक्षोर्चयेत् हरिम् अर्चादौ हृदये चापि यथा लब्धोपचारकैः द्रव्यक्षित्यात्मलिङ्गानि निष्पाद्य प्रोक्ष्य चासनं पाद्यादीनुपकल्प्याथ सन्निधाप्य समाहितः हृदादिभिः कृतन्यासः मूलमन्त्रेण चार्चयेत् साङ्गोपाङ्गां सपार्षदां तां मूर्तिं स्वमतन्ततः तां मूर्तिं स्वमन्त्रतः पाद्यार्घ्याचमनीयाद्यैः स्नानवासो विभूषणैः गन्धमाल्याक्षतस्रग्भिः धूपदीपोपहारकैः साङ्गं सम्पूज्य विधिवत् स्तवैः स्तुत्वा नमेत् हरिम् आत्मानं तन्मयं ध्यायन् मूर्तिं सम्पूजयेत् हरेः शेषाम् आधाय शिरसि स्वधाम्न्युद्वास्य सत्कृतम् एवमग्न्यर्क्यतो यादौ अतिथौ हृदये च यः यजति ईश्वरमात्मानम् अचिरान्मुच्यते हि सः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे तृतीयोऽध्यायः. See the coincidence? What here Avirhotra is teaching to Raja Yadu is exactly what Krishna is teaching Uddhava about the upasanas. We never imagined coincidence, and we studied all that, and so conveniently we forgot also exactly how the puja archa has to be done. What Bhagavan Krishna is saying here in the 27th chapter already was said in 3rd chapter. See that? What a nice thing. Exactly, all same words, same thing. So what Vasudeva was taught by Narada through this Yadu and Navayogi Samvada alone is discussed by Krishna and Uddhava Samvada. Atha Chaturthodhyayah. Raja Nimi, not Yaduhu, Nimi. Raja Nimi as well as Nimi. Nimi and Videha Now, Chaturtha, Paran Karo. Om Atha Chaturthodhyayah Rajovacha Yani Yani Karmani Yair Swachanda Janmabihi Chakre Karoti Kartava Haristani Bruvantunah Drumilavacha Yova Anantasya Gunananantan Anukramishyan Satubala Buddhi Rajamsi Bhumer Ganayet Kathanchitu कालेन नैवाखिल शक्तिधाम्नः भूतैर्यदा पञ्चविरात्मसृष्टैः पुरं विराजं विरचय्य तस्मिन् स्वांशेनविष्टः पुरुषाभिधानम् अवापनारायण आदिदेवः यत्काय एष भुवनत्रयसन्निवेशः यस्येन्द्रियैस्तनुभृतामुभयेन्द्रियाणि ज्ञानं स्वतः श्वसनतो बलमोज इहा सत्वादिभिः स्थितिलयोद्भव आदिकर्ता आदावभूत् शतधृतिरजसास्य सर्गे विष्णुः स्थितौ क्रतुपर्तिर्द्विजधर्मसेतुः रुद्रोऽप्ययाय तमसा पुरुषः स आद्यः इत्युद्भवस्थितिलयाः सततं प्रजासु धर्मस्य दक्षदुहितर्यजनिष्ठमूर्त्यां नारायणो नरऋषिप्रवरः प्रशान्तः नैष्कर्म्यलक्षणमुवाच चचार कर्म योऽद्यापि चास्तऋषिवर्यनिषेविताङ्घ्रिः इन्द्रो विशङ्क्य मम धाम जिघृक्षतीति कामं न्ययुङ्क्तसगणं सबदर्युपाख्यं गत्वाप्सरो गणवसन्तसुमन्दवातैः स्त्रीप्रेक्षणेषु अविद्यत तन्महिज्ञः विज्ञाय शक्रकृतमक्रनुमादिदेवः प्राह प्रहस्य गतविस्मय एजमानान् मा भैश्रमो मदनमारुतदेववद्वः गृह्णीत नो बलिमशून्यमिमं कुरुध्वम् इत्थं ब्रुवत्वैते नरदेवदेवाः सव्रीडनं वृषरसः सघृणं तमूचुः नैतद्विभो त्वयि परे विकृते विचित्रं स्वारामतीरनिकरानतपादपद्मे त्वां सेवतां सुरकृता बहवोऽन्तरायाः स्वाको विलङ्घ्य परमं व्रजतां पदं ते नान्यस्य बर्हिषि बलीन् ददतः स्वभागान् धत्ते पदं त्वमविता यदि विघ्नमूर्ध्ने क्षुत्रुत्रिकालगुणमारुतजैह्यशैष्ण्यान् अस्मानपारजलधीनतितीर्य केचितो क्रोधस्य यान्ति विफलस्य वशं पदे गोः मज्जन्ति दुश्चरतपश्च पृथोत्सृजन्ते इति प्रगृह्णतां तेषां श्रियोऽत्यद्भुतदर्शनाः दर्शयामास शुश्रूषां स्वर्चिताः कुर्वतीर्विभोः ते देवानुचरा दृष्ट्वा श्रियः श्रीरिव रूपिणेः गन्धेन मुमुहुस्तासां रूपौदार्यहतश्रियः तानाह देवदेवेशः प्रणतान् प्रहसन्निव आसामेकतमां कृध्वं सवर्णां स्वर्गभूषणाम् ओमित्यादेशमादाय नत्वा तं सुरवन्दिनः ऊर्वशीम् अप्सरश्रेष्ठां पुरस्कृत्य दिवं ययुः इन्द्रायानम्य सदसि शृण्वतां त्रिदिवौकसाम् ऊचुर्नारायणबलं शक्रस्तत्रास विस्मितः हंसस्वरूप्य वददच्युत आत्मयोगं दत्तः कुमार ऋषभो भगवान् पितानः विष्णुः शिवाय जगतां कलयावतीर्णः तेनाहृता मधुविदा श्रुतयो हयास्ये गुप्तोऽस्येऽप्यये मनुरिलौषधयश्च मात्स्ये क्रोडे हतो दितिज उद्धरताम्बसः क्ष्मां कौर्मे धृतोद्रिरमृतोन्मथने स्वपृष्ठे ग्राहात् प्रपन्नमिभराजममुञ्चदार्तं संस्तुन्वतोऽब्धिपतितान् श्रमणान् ऋषींश्च शक्रं च वृत्रवदतस्तमसि प्रविष्टं देवस्त्रियोऽसुरगृहे पिहिता अनाथा जघ्ने सुरेन्द्रमभयाय सतां नृसिंहे देवासुरे युधि च दैत्यपतीन् सुरार्थे हत्वान्तरेषु वनान्यदधात् कलाभिः भूत्वाथ वामन इमामहरद्बलेः क्ष्मां याञ्चाच्छलेन समदाददिते सुतेभ्यः निक्षत्रियामकृतगां च त्रिसप्त कृत्वः रामस्तु हैहयकुलापेय भार्गवाग्निः सोऽब्धिं बबन्ध दशवक्त्रमहन् सलङ्कं सीतापतिर्जयति लोकमलङ्घ्य कीर्तिः भूमेर्भरावतरुणाय यदुष्वजन्म जातः करिष्यति सुरैरविदुष्कराणि वादैर्विमोहयति यज्ञकृतोऽन्तदर्हान् शूद्रान् खलौ क्षितिभुजोऽन्यहनिष्यदन्ते एवं विधानि कर्माणि जन्मानि च जगत्पतेः भूरीणि भूर्यशसः वर्णितानि महाभुजः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे चतुर्थोऽध्यायः. On the asking of Raja Nimi, here Drumilaji gave the account of all the main avatara story in short in this skandha. Now let us come to our everyday class. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Bhagavat Sharanam Mama, Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Shri Suta Sharanam Mama, Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrupātamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Swarge Satye Kailase Vaikunte Nasti Ayam Rasaha Adapivantu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munchada Karhichida Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Ekadasha Skandaha मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच हरिः ओम समस्तगुरुभ्यो नमः. The question of Uddhavaji was how to do the Kriya Yoga Archana to do your Aradhana. And what is the result of that? The Karma Bandha Vimokshanam and also Nishreyasa Prapti. So in that, right from how the puja room has to be made, how everything has to be arranged, every of the details, Bhagavan started giving. He importantly told us about the Lord whom we are going to worship. In the idol, in the Vishnu Rupa, is the all-pervading Lord who is very much in our own heart. Then how this inner Lord is brought into the outer Murti, Pratima, Salagrama that Bhagavan taught us. Thereafter, every step he was telling us the importance of Bhadyargya Achamanam. Then he told us while giving the Abhishekam Snanam, in that water add all the wonderful dravyas. Then he took up the Padhyargya Achamanam Asanam, all the, Abhishekam, and he also told us, if possible, do this mantrocharanam while doing that Abhisheka. Then in the next set of details, he gave us about the details of Vastram, Upavitam, Ityadi, all of them. Is it not? Then we were also told ki in that Upasana must do for the Ayudhas, the Avaranas, the Vahanas, the Parshada, as well as the other expressions of God only, as Durga, Vinayaka, Vyasa, Vishwasena, Guru, Sura, Puja, so that through all of them we are blessed in our life. Then we were also explained about how wonderfully we have to do the Naivedya Arpana to Bhagavan. Now these are things, even to listen we are so lazy. Even to understand them, our intellect is so much of lazy. Even to get that feeling of liking to do these upasanas, psychologically we are lazy. Then how and we will come out of all these lazinesses, make ourselves fit, qualified, and with all the anandam, with all the utsaham, with all the inspiration, we perform these pujas, after which alone truly the karma bandhana goes away. Bhagavad Krupa comes first in the form of Yogakshemam Vahamyaham, second in the form of the availability of the Guru, third in the form of Guru's teaching of the Upanishad Tattvasi Mahavakya, fourth, having understood that, meditating on that Mahavakya and getting the Atmanubhuti, which is called as Nishreyasam. These are all the steps to involved in spiritual evolution to be done by every sincere, serious seeker. We must remember it for ourselves. So, a life fully filled with our own duty orientation, a life fully filled with seva, a life fully filled with controlling of our faculties and beautifying them, A life filled with upasana, archana, then few lives filled with shravana manana of the Upanishad mantras, dhyanam. Then in one of the lives, that anubhuti comes to us, after which all the ignorances, vasanas get burnt, exhausted. There is no again janma and marana. Among these sequences, where do we stand today? With regard to our obligations and duties, with regard to our end, uh, opportunities getting both to listen Shastra as well as do sadhana. Assessing that, let us take up this job as seriously as possible. Of the spiritual sadhana, keep on walking, and keep up that interest, keep up that effort. Sometimes we are highly inspired to do greatly, sometimes very low inspiration. Never mind, keep the goal in mind. Whatever that day we can do, keep doing. In this way, life after life, when you do slowly, steadily, the evolution happens not just in one go. Baliya Prakriti is there, Baliya Maya is there, so much of Vasana Prarabdha are there. All of them have to be slowly eradicated, and thus evolution is done. That is why people struggle. And many people, we see them stopping in between sadhana, not able to conduct, again go back to the worldliness. And we look at them and laugh them. We also do nothing. When we start doing, then we know how tough it is. You have understood one toughness of being regular to the class. Many people listen classes once in a while, but not like you who are relentlessly listening. What a tremendous amount of tapasya it is. Not ordinary. People cannot sit, cannot come regularly. 3 दिन आते हैं, उनका इतना बेचैन बेचैन होता है क्लास में बैठने के लिए. दे विल नॉट एट ऑल अटेंड. दे विल रेफ्यूज. इतना रिवोल्ट करता है मन, नहीं नहीं नहीं. सुन लिया है, सुनेंगे बाद में, और बहुत कुछ करना है. ऑल दैट थॉट कम्स. But by Gurudev's Krupa, Guru Parampara Krupa, Bhagavad Krupa, our minds also though react, but not that much to cancel our commitment to study Shastra regularly. It itself is Mahatapasya. Then while doing it, how much stuff we are going through to maintain our life as well as our own mana, is it not? That is the second thing we have to conquer now without missing this. ये छोड़ोगे तो सब छूट जाएगा. इस सत्संग को पकड़ते हुए ही हमारे डे के स्केड्यूल, our day schedule, you have to balance, we have to manage, we have to plan in such a way that we are able to do all those and this also. After that only, while listening class only maximum we attend, and with little of reference, we can really get convinced about it. Then we are entering to the sadhanas of meditation, etc. इस तरह से करना होता है. Okay. So, in this way, Bhagavan was teaching us the Upasana Paddhati. Take up as challenge for 1 month or 2 months. Do that Upasana. See the joy of it. I like that every life, little commitments, little doings, little learnings. In this way, people do for many lives. Then in one life, we see them so much dedicated, and we are surprised to see how come they are doing that and we are not able to do. They were at one time like us only in their earlier lives. And in this life, if we start doing, after some lives, we will also reach to that level of deep meditation, that level of experiencing the truth, that level of deep upasana, prompting God to come and give darshan, that level of deep, committed seva, spiritual seva to the world. ये सब स्थाइयों को, पोजिशंस को, सिचुएशंस को, हाइट्स को हम सबको पाना है. दिस इज द beginning listening to shastras, and in that whatever sadhana is given, and right now is the upasana sadhana. In that making the sankalpa, Lord equip me, empower me, give me all the strengths and energies positive, give me the shuddha sattva guna, let me enjoy all the spiritual sadhanas, doing as well as getting results. May I become the servant of the world, humble servant of the world in this spirituality. May you function through me. What a beautiful thing that is. Is it not? And all these have to be done as early as possible in life. Because as age grows and all, it's become so difficult even for the body to move. Never mind in this level, at least we are gathering the data and getting convinced. And I am तो telling to भगवान, as I said just now, इस लाइफ में उपासनाएं नहीं कर पाए और साधनाएं हम नहीं कर पाए थे, अगले जन्म में भगवान किसी कीमत पर हमसे साधना कराओ, उपासना कराओ भरपूर. Let me totally, intensely, deeply involved in these things that the experience is gained. Take whatever from me if you want. Give whatever the tough tests you want to give, trainings you want to give, दे दो. लेकिन निर्मल निश्चल भाव से, हे प्रभु, आपका ही आराधना ध्यान करते हुए मैं स्पष्ट रूप से आपका अनुभव करूं. It is the joy of Brahmananda, the joy of devotion, that the joy of your darshanam, the joy of you touching my head and blessing, the joy of me touching your feet. I want to have that. Why only Prahladas? Why only these Pandavas? Why only all the people of Ramarajyam? Why not me? हमको भी चाहिए. This way we pray, we request, we beg him. Then he does his best to remove the inner and outer obstacles and paves the path for us. If we ourselves don't show any interest at all, how will you expect him to have interest in us? When we show interest in our spiritual sadhana, see, liking for spiritual sadhana, interest for spiritual sadhana is different from doing spiritual sadhana. Doing is always tough, difficult. But having liking and interest, we have to develop. पसंद ही है नहीं तो क्या करें आप बताओ. इच्छा ही नहीं है तो. Liking and showing interest, then doing whatever we can. We can't exceed our own limits and limitations. We can't just like that overpower or overturn the prarabdhas. Very powerful they are. Are baap re. Oh, we can't just like that outrightly reject the Maya and its influence. नहीं होता वो. But liking, the interest, we have to develop. The more we try to develop the liking interest, the inner pus of mind with all its worldliness, that starts oozing out and creates such a fuss in the mind कि कभी कभी हम ऐसा घमासान लड़ाई युद्ध करते हैं. Like morning in Telugu class, 20 minutes we spoke about Ranapriyaha, the Bhayankar Yuddha in the heart. कि क्या क्यों करूं मैं स्पिरिचुअलिटी, हो ही नहीं रहा, उसका फल मिल ही नहीं रहा, and I'm missing the joys of the world. I want to enjoy. That struggle is the most toughest one. 99% people in their 99 attempts they fail. It is like getting visa passport to USA and all. ये तुरंत रिजेक्ट करते वहाँ, आजकल इजी नहीं मिलता. That is the way they lose that strength. They say ठीक है बाकी अगले जन्म. You see, that's how in Gurudev Samsthanam, how many thousands come? Thousands. But how many remain in sadhana? Baaki sab gayo. And those few days attending itself is their lot. Like in our own class, how many people came in the beginning? Oh, 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, 2 months, gone. That's how they're prarabdha. They can't do more than that. And you and I, by Guru Kruva, holding on to their feet, जब कस के पकड़े हैं, नहीं छोड़ रहे हैं, बेचारा, he is removing obstacles, some of them, so many we have otherwise, and is enabling us to do these things. For me, though, every day it's a pariksha. For you all also, wanting to do is great joy, liking to do, but the ability to do, how many toughnesses every day. But that's what the Lord loves. That sincere childlike efforts are the ones which pleases him. Let's continue them. बस मरेंगे एक दिन, मरने से पहले जीन जान लगा के करेंगे. That's it. No more thinking. Anyway, one day we die. Why die with regrets that I didn't do anything? Let's die with the joy ki we tried. Not the best, but at least we tried. Wonderful. हो गया. Then the naivedyams, gudaya, payasa, sarpimshi, shashkuli, abupa, modaka, sanyava, dadi, supa. These are the things you do as naivedyama whenever you can do. Please enjoy that offering to me by putting your own efforts in earning the things and making the variety of naivedyams and offer to me. That is called as upasana puja. No religion has this type of elaborate puja paddhatis. थोड़ा भगवान को नमस्कार करते उतना ही है. Like we do it to Anatithi, every of the upacharas and reveling in that. Nowhere it is that. ये सब बच्चे लोग हैं. Why do we talk about other religion? सनातन धर्म में सब है. Now in the last shloka of this tantra upasana, tantra means a technique, where all this Bhagavan's murti, in that Bhagavan invoked, then Padhyargamana Achmani Ityadi, the last one he said was Abhyangonmardana Dantadhava Visheshanam Annadyam Gita Nutyadi Parvanisyurutanvaham Parvanisyuhu Uta Anvaham. पॉसिबल है तो एवरीडे करो, नहीं तो पर्व दिनों में करो. इंपॉर्टेंट डेज, फेस्टिवल डेज. व्हाट दीज आर द थिंग्स: अभ्यंग, उन्मर्दन, आदर्श, दंतधाव, अभिषेचनम, अन्याद्यम, गीता, नृत्यादि. So everyday routine puja we do. But during a special occasions, these are the extra efforts of cleaning the entire idol, doing that Abhyanganadi Snanam to that. Then with beautiful Alankara, that Adarsha Darshanam Ityadi. Then when it comes to Naivedyam, Annadhyam. Khub Naivedya Dena. And then to propitiate the Lord, that Parvadina, Gita, Nutya, Adi. गीत, नृत्य, नाटक, कथा प्रसंग, भजन, कीर्तन, जप आदि, all that is आदि का अर्थ है. पर्वणि, during the festivals you do. When this way we make it a regular habit of doing upasana with dravya through the prakriyas without compromising with the first few things which were told of the Shraddha and Bhakti, then that heart slowly becomes devoted to Paramatma. All the karma samskara bandhanas go away. Then we can start seeing Bhagavan taking care of so many aspects of our life. Then we start becoming very subtle in our intellect. Then we are qualified for the Vedanta Shravanam and the contemplation and discovering the truth beyond behind all the seen names and forms. And I am that truth in whom entire world is superimposed with my own Maya, which are the sentences of the Upanishads. All that become our experience. That is called ultimate Nishreyasam. Keeping that as the goal, keeping Antakarana Shuddhi or Karma Bandha Mokshanam as the next goal. To achieve that, the everyday goal of doing Upasana Bhagwan through Tanta Paddhati, knowing the Paddhati and doing according to Paddhati. Knowing what adravyas to be used, using them. And knowing that all of that is done for the purpose of Karma Bandha Mokshanam Nishreyasa Prapti. Keep on doing. तुम करते जाओ होता रहे. Involve in that as if that is the only purpose of life. That's how, not even as if that is the only purpose of life. This is how, my dear, this you asked me, and this is there in all the Puranas earlier, everywhere. So I am giving it to you. Now do it. And in Uddhavaji only was doing in Badri Narayana, the Narayana Puja. Thereafter, now the Narayana Bhagavan ki Murti, Shankar Bhagavan removes, takes out from the Narada Kunda. Then he establishes it there. Idvadrinath temple now from then onwards has become so famous. Even now regularly the upasanas which Bhagavan told here Uddhava, he did it there, they are all happening. So all the puja archa which is done there is taught by Krishna to Uddhava and Uddhava performed there. Okay, now comes the Vaidika Upasana Paddhati. So far was Tantra Upasana Paddhati, where the Upasana was done to the Murti, Archa Murti of all those 7 types and then 8 Murtis. Now the Vaidika Paddhati is in the Yajna Kundam, the Agni is Prajvalita. In that Agni, the Lord's Rupa is imagined and to whom all the offerings are offered as Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. This is the only difference between the upasana done to the Lord through the Archa Murti, and which is the Tantrika Paddhati, Tantra Paddhati, and through the to the Yagna through the Havana Paddhati of Veda Kala, the Vaidika Paddhati. We should be very clear now. So Vaidika means Yagna Yaga, Tantra means the Puja Archa. Bhagavan wants both Vaidika, Tantrika, Mishraha. All the three ways you can worship me. So how this Vaidika puja is done, and there are very many books which exhaustively, elaborately tell us about everything. In that, first thing is to select the place where the yajna can be done. It itself is a big, according to the Shastras. Then how big yajna you are doing, how big the yajna kunda has to be made. Then the place for the audience, place for the hota, adhvari, udgata, all of that. It's a big study. And our things are every day, the classes are getting so much coincidental, combining the morning and evening. Here now we were doing the upasana till yesterday. The upasanas of Mahat Brahma, Vyahruti, all we were studying in Taittiriya. And here we are studying today, tomorrow, the Yagna Paddhati, Vaidika, and in the morning again, we saw, while the Pranava mantra was for the Upasana given, how the Pranava is used in the Yagna Yaga only. Is it not? ओमिति ब्रह्मा ओमिति इदगम सर्वम ओमित्येतदनुकृति हस्मवाप्यो श्रावयत्या श्रावयन्ति ओमिति सामानि गायन्ति ओगम शोमिति शस्त्राणि सगम सन्ति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यद्वर्यु प्रतिगरम प्रतिगुणाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्षन्नाः ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति. यज्ञ ही है वो. Tomorrow we are going to see. Even in our Vishnu Sahasrana also, Stavyaha, Stavapriyaha, Stotram, Stuti, Stota, Ranapriyaha, same things are coming. That's all just observation. भगवान कैसे हमको गाइड कर रहे हैं. Clear? Now take seriously, sincerely, and start doing. It starts happening. That's not little of the improvement we have to bring in ourselves. थोड़ा और इच्छा बढ़ाकर करने का शुरू करने से होता रहता है. So starting. The sloka number 35 onwards, for next 10 or 12 slokas, the तंत्र पद्धति वैदिक पद्धति बताते हुए इसमें मिश्र पद्धति को मिला देते हैं of doing upasana Bhagavan. And all upasana's purposes is whatever mama is there, whatever aham is there, is offered at the feet of God. Clear? This is what is sadhana. Then never have any fear कि सब कुछ उनको दूंगा तो मेरा क्या होगा. अरे जो तुम मेरा समझ रहे हो वो सब भी उन्हीं तो दिया, उन्हीं ने तो दिया है. That is what you have to recognize. That is what our Bhagavan Shankara says, Kate kanta dhanakata chinta vatula kim tava nasti niyanta. Oh, do you think there is no niyanta, the Lord, who is the giver of everything? You think you are the manager of the whole world? Shut up all, come to the Guru, listen Vedanta and reach your sadhana. Rest is taken care of by him. Trijagati sajjana sangat reka bhavati bhavarnava tarane nauka. Badhiya. Very nicely he says that. You know, I tell you, some are duties, 10%. Other 90 are worries only. Out of worry, we do many things. Duties only ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 20% होते हैं जिंदगी में. बाकी सब worry. You have to give duty as a duty to your children, nice clothes. हो गया. But remaining thing is all worry only. Taking him to shopping every third day and getting him so many jute and dresses. These are all out of worry and fear. That others, if they see my child is not wearing good dress, or my child may not be happy with me because he's seeing his friends getting good friends from their parents. ये तो झूठ मूठ है, ये सब imagination है, worry. We waste our time in all that. Personally also, हमारे personal के लिए भी कितना समय out of worry हम waste करते हैं. What is required on 10-20%? We only waste all the time. Instead of that, just remember the Lord is taking care of us. He will take care करके enter into upasanas. Out of worries, anxieties, and self-inflicted responsibilities, we keep ourselves so busy in the worldliness that we are not able to do our sadhana. Is it not? And this test goes on coming to us till we are able to understand and give up that which is not important for the sake of sadhana. Till we get passed out of this exam, the exams are put. Many of us fail only. Huh? Really? It's very interesting. I don't want to give examples. You may get hurt. मैं बोलूंगा नहीं. This is how we have to do. The idea is what? Know and do all these upasanas. How to manage world? Do your duties. 20-30% baki. Remaining worries, leave it to them, leave it to world, leave it to God. Because everything we can't do, and if we start doing everything, then we can't do the main thing. We can't do the main thing. And whoever have done the main thing of sadhana and grown, to all of them also, same problems came which we are facing now. They also went through the same periods where they came in their life, they were firm in their resolution. This much only I can do for you, remaining time is for my sadhana. That's how they could do it. हमको अभी वो नहीं आया, आना चाहिए. Really. Only when we do it outside, saying no to the many unwanted things, that we can say no to the inner mind's murmurings, inner mind's mutterings, inner mind's imagination projection, which are consuming the entire life's time. Nothing required in the mind except taking Bhagavan's name, except doing upasana Bhagavan, except doing your dhyana on the tattva. बाकी सब वेस्ट टाइम मन में. But क्या हम उसको हम एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं आज? Even if we accept, are we able to do that? We can't, because unless we eliminate the outer, how can you eliminate the inner? See the drukdusha vivekam? Unless the drusha is rejected, how can how can the drashta be rejected? If drusha and drashta are not rejected, how can the druk swarupa atma is rejected? Is obtained, sorry. Druk swarupa atma brahma, how do you gain it? We can't reject the drashta. Drashta is jiva there, samsari. Okay, keep that in mind. So, one side celebrate that we are able to attend classes. But the other side should be more prepared. Is it enough to do only attending the class? Or should we start our true serious sadhana? Whether the sadhana of practicing values, whether sadhana of doing karma yoga, whether sadhana of this upasana, both Vedic Tantrika Paddhati, whether sadhana of the intense deep contemplation. करना है. Some people come up to the study level, but coming to their own personal contemplation, to get convinced about the truth, to get convinced about the untruth to be untruth, they can't have guts to try. That is the stage they are. If they continue by Ishwara Guru Kripa, to that level also they reach out. Now, in the Vaidika Paddhati, few details are given. Remaining are in the exhaustive. The यज्ञ याग करने वाले किताबों में है. There are so many. Many of these brahmanas, all of them, they learn from their gurus for that 6, 7, 8 years, all those yajna yaga paddhati, and they are conducting them in all over. Wonderful it is. There are some gurukulas where they teach is the upasanas and the Veda yajna yagadi. They are there. Wonderful. They are doing silently, bachare, without many people's help, with minimum resources. Find in your own locality or anywhere, wherever this is being done, sponsor them, give them some money, so that they get some inspiration to do. मैं तो कहता हूँ मंदिरों के हुंडियों में वैसे डालो ही मत. Give it to where actually the work is happening. Even in mandira, don't give in cash. In kind you do. Get the things done. Cash is Mahamaya. It will tempt the person to do anything except the main thing, because cash has the Maya of variety of exchange value. Like I told you the other day, The child wrote a letter to father. पापा किताबें फट गए, गुम हो गए, खरीदना है, पैसे दे दो. That नालायक पैसे नहीं, किताब है उसके पास. If the papa gives money, he can enjoy. But he will not give money if I want to enjoy ऐसा. तो किताबों के लिए दे देंगे. But this papa is papa of this stupid fellow. He understood ये नालायक नया नया खरीद किताब, वो फटेगा कहाँ, वो पढ़ेगा तो फटेगा ना. और कोई इतना कोई चांस ही नहीं कि वो उतना पढ़ेगा कि फट जाएगा. And anything people can steal, the friends, but never the books. What will they do? That small logic the child could not understand. But he wrote a letter, I want to buy books, they are torn or lost, therefore send me money. Father replied, बेटा कौन से किताब गुम हो गया बताओ, मैं किताबें भेजूंगा, not पैसे. You understand? In the same way. Okay, यज्ञ आग जा सिखा रहे हैं. And you and I also, at least for academic study, if there are anybody they allow us, we can go and learn. Like in Puja Gurudev's ashram, they teach Vedanta. Theory only. No practice. Because there's no time. In 2 years, how can you teach practice? Gurudev knows it. He gave a field, you go on doing practice throughout life. Yajna yaga jahan sikhate wahan bhi jana. Wonderful. So, first, simple words, simple things are told, that simple only we will also see. First, vidhina vihite kunde mekhala garta vedibhi agnimadhaya paritaha samuhet paninoditam. See, vidhina vihite kunde. Let the yajna kunda is made with the vidhi vihita. Vihita means given, vidhi means the shastra. Shastra given vidhi vidhani say, make the yajna kunda. Mekhala agartha vedivihi. Mekhala is the outline. Agartha is the deep khudai, the digging of it inside. Vedihi is keeping that Vedis all the four corners of the yajna kunda. One way of yajna kunda doing is dig in the earth and make it, which is traditional. Later on is what? From the earth level only they build it up. In that, then they make the Itonka border. Within that, they do the Ahvahana, Ahuti Arpanam to the Agni Prajalita. More modern is what? The ready-made iron, copper made Yagna Kundams are available. अब यज्ञ करना इम्पोर्टेंट है. इनमें से कौन सा आपको कन्वीनियंट है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द टाइमिंग्स एंड ट्रेडिशंस, यू कैन डू इट. यज्ञ करना छोड़ना नहीं. सो विधिना विहिते कुंडे मेखला अगर्त वेदिभिः. So Mekhala is outline, Agartha is the depth of digging, Vedi is the borders made. Vidhi is given. This is what Nachiketa was asking to teach Agni Vidya for Svarga. Yamadharmaraj exhaustively taught. Nachiketa heard all of that and he remembered and repeated immediately. Second vara. See, Sachapi Tatpratyavadat Yathoktam Athasya Mustu Paruraha Trushtaha. You know, Ya Ishtaka, Yavatirva, Yathava. Everything he taught. How many heat to be used, how much of height of the heat should be kept, how the Yajna Kunda is to be done, what are the ahutis that have to be brought, which are the mantras to be chanted, how the offerings have to be done, how to begin, how to continue in the middle, how to conclude it. Everything he said. He remembered everything. Yamaraj was happy. He gave one more Sunkam Chemam Gruhana. He gave the mala from his own neck. And he said, this yajna will be on your name. Because such a beautifully in one teaching you remembered. मतलब यमराज must be remembering his days of learning this. इतना हो जो अपना बाल खींच खींच के 100 बार कोशिश करके उन्होंने याद किया होगा. This child is learning in one teaching only. He was surprised. अरे बाप रे. So here, vidhina vihite kunde mekhala agartha vedivihi. Then agnimadhaya. Then do the sthapana of the agni in that. And according to tradition, the agni is prajwalita through the churning of the lower and upper arani. Uttarad arani churning ke dwara the agni. That's a pure agni. All other agni are jhute. The agni of the matchbacks, lighter, गैस स्टोव, ये सब झूठे अग्नि कहते हैं. झूठ वाले, झूठे नहीं, झूठा. Only the pure Agni is through the wooden cups churning. शिष्य लोग वही करते थे. कभी कभी इन 2 मिनट में लग जाता हो. समर टाइम एंड ऑल, everything is hot, so they did churning, heat generated, twigs are put, it catches the fire, they add little more dry twigs, it just become conflagration. 4 लोग चारों तरफ रहेंगे, 3 लोग बीच में पकड़ कर ले आकर they put. Every day that is a show. That become habit. Like for us, lighting cigarette becomes a habit. This is our, we are this way Agnihotri, Nitya Agnihotri, chain smoker. For them that was. And during rain usually it used to take a lot of time. Because everything is moisture, nahi hota easily. But more time that they do. Okay. Agnimadhaya. Then paritaha samuhet panina uditam. Then that Agni is kept carefully, adding the woods, etc. through mantrocharanam. Then with the hand bring them together. And then कुछ इंस्ट्रूमेंट को लेकर वो अग्नि प्रज्वलन को बढ़ाना है. And bring those wooden things closer. See to it that the fire is not quenched, it is configurating. Whatever the process required for that, you do it. Putting Agni is one, protecting it, making grow is other one. For that, the 3 things he says was put the wooden sticks, bring them together, use some of the hard thing to blow the air. उस समय हाथ से ही एयर ब्लोइंग भी होता था. एक हाथ से पास में लाकर दूसरे हाथ से करने से वो अग्नि प्रज्वलित हो. They learn by doing many a times the art उनको आ जाते. Anything we do like driving. When you drive for 6 months, you know the art of it. Anything practiced, one becomes perfect. Then all the possible errors, possible problem, they know, so they avoid all that. So in this way, the Yajna Kundam is made. And to that, actually, वो पुराने काउडंग पानी से उसको क्या properly करना, then doing all the rangoli, all of them, Krishna has not said here, but they are there in the traditions. Beautifully they are made. We have seen in so many places the Yajna Kundams alankrita by those Panditjis, very thoroughly learning these Shastras. महात्मा है वो सब. तो वेदांत नहीं जानते हैं लेकिन प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते होंगे. बट दैट इटसेल्फ इज ग्रेट. हमसे वो नहीं हो सकता. आई कांट स्टडी दी वैदिक पद्धति ऑफ उपासना यज्ञ आगादि. मेरे से नहीं होगा. आई एम टेलिंग यू, आई एम नॉट कैपेबल ऑफ दैट. वेरी टफ इट इज. It requires every day's efforts. सत्संग बोलना सबसे आसान है. I have taken up that job. Anyway, हो गया. Now next श्लोकम we are going into परिस्थिर्याथ पर्युक्षेत अन्वाधाय यथा विधि प्रोक्षण्यासाद्य द्रव्याणि प्रोक्ष्याग्नौ भावयेत माम. Then around the यज्ञ कुंडम, that दर्भा, the grass होते ना, वो लगाकर उनका प्रोक्षण करने से entire yajna kunda is protected divinely for this particular yajnam. Then taking those chanting the Bhu Swaha Bhurityagno Swaha Bhuvariti Vayau Swaha Suvariti Adityaya Swaha. Like this they do Indraya Swaha Varunaya Swaha mantrocharan se they offer some of the samidhas so that the Agni catches. So that you do. So paristirana means what? Putting these grass blades, that's called darbha, and then doing the prokshanam of the water to make that place worthy for the Lord to come. Then pariukshet anvadhaya yatha vidhi. Then doing that vyahurti yukta samidha adhanam it is called as. So Indra Varunaya Swaha, Agnaya Swaha, Indraya Swaha, Idanna Mama, Vayave Swaha, Idanna Mama. That is how the main 4 or 5 are there, which are, they tell us to take one samidha, put it in the ghee, then do that mantra and offer. Again, agar. इससे क्या ना, with the ghee, the wooden things are added, then the Agni gets beautifully prajwalita, ready for the main ahutis. हो गया. Then prokshanya asadya dravyani prokshagnau bhavayeta mam. Then then all the things are ready for offering. The dravyas, keep them ready. The four dravyas mainly ready, kept 4 or 5 for the yajnam or what? One is samidhas, second is ghee, third is the navadhanyas, fourth one is the यज्ञ में ऑफर करने वाले यज्ञ सामग्री होता है. फिफ्थ वन इज एट द टाइम ऑफ स्विष्टकृत होमम, लास्ट स्टेप में some mithai sweet made home, that is what is kept ready for offering. Apart from whatever the other things used for the tantra upasana, like the flowers, the chandanam, कोकोनम, अगरबत्ती, कर्पूरम, वो सब का यूज इसमें भी होता है. Though the main prakriya is invoking Paramatma in that Agni and offering him to ahutis to that Agni Rupa Paramatma before the conclusion of puja, after doing Samida Adhanam, Swahakara, then all these are done. Naivedya Samarpanam, Dhupadipa Samarpanam, Naivedya Samarpanam, all of that are there. This is how know all this process and do. Or it make a point to attend the yajnas that are being done in your locality in any temple. करते हैं. Hey, there are definitely some mandiras where weekly at least they are doing. जाकर बैठ के observe करो बस क्या कर. Nowadays in YouTube everything is available. How to perform yajna? Click karo, it will be shown. How they do it. Few times when you see, we become familiar. Then we do ours. Upasana also. Observe how they do, learn it, and you do it. So to japa adi, kirtana adi, bhajana adi, we are learning satsangam and dhyanam. Okay. इन सबको इन्वॉल्व कर लेना. Then he says, Agnau bhavayeta mam. Now in that Agni which is prajwalita by adding samidhas, which is, properly decorated with all the four corners, into that Agni, now you do my bhavana. Excellent, beautifully, भगवान का दिव्य रूप का भावना करो उस यज्ञ में. The one way is what? Remember Vishnu, offer the ahutis to Agni Deva, he takes to Vishnu. Second, in the Agni itself, Vishnu Dhyanam is done. And to him directly we are offering. That Vaidika Paddhati Bhagavan is saying. And if you do it to Ganapati, तो Ganapati Ahvanam. If you do it to Mother Saraswati, उनका आह्वान होता है. अग्नि में ऐसा वाला रूप का ध्यान करना. अग्नि में ध्यान करना. अग्नि ये रूप नहीं लेगा. लेकिन for the sake of specification that I am doing it to only Vishnu, for the sake of concentration, Rupa of Narayana is to be done as bhavana in that Agni. That's what Agni, Agnau Mam Bhavayeta. In what way Bhagavan's bhavana has to be done in the Agni? That is what is these two shlokas talk, which are very much studied by us very many times earlier. So I just read through it, you will all understand. What is that? Tapta jambo nada prakhyam shankha chakra gadambujaihi lasat chaturvujam shantam padma kinjal kavasasam spurat kirita kataka katisutra varangadam srivatsavakshasam bhrajat kaustubham vanamalinam. This most beautiful form of Lord Vishnu is his standard form. About this so many times we heard, might be studied, but did we do the upasana or dhyana of Bhagavan's this rupa in our heart in such a way, to such an extent that anytime we close the eye and invoke the Lord Vishnu, he is appearing in our heart in this form? If you have done it, then you are great. That means Lord is available for you every time in your heart to receive the puja from you. But this also happens through practice. सिर्फ श्लोक पढ़ के शांताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनदुषं मेघवर्णं और क्षीरोदन्वत् प्रदेशे शुचिमणिविलसत् सैकते मौक्तिकानां माला क्लुप्तासनस्तस्फटिकमणिनिभैर्मौक्तिकैर्मण्डिताङ्गः शुभ्रैरभ्रैरदभ्रैरुपरिविरिचितैर्मुक्तपीयूषवर्षैः आनन्देन पुनीयादरिलगदाशङ्कपाणिर्मुकुन्दः. Please remember always, Shabdas are to convey the meaning. Meaning is important, not Shabda. If you and I are stopping only at the level of Shabda, not practicing what the Shabdas are indicating, we have never understood only the sadhana. Whether those shabdas are telling about the values, like Satyam Vada, it is not a shabda, it is a meaning. Speaking truth is meant by the word Satyam Vada. Therefore, doing Satyam Vada is what is the thing to be done, not just chanting Satyam Vada. Are you aware? Doing is important, meaning is important, not words. We all are caught up at the words level. We're not going beyond that to practically do, like love everyone. It is not a word, it's a meaning. Do that. Enjoy it. The sadhana and anubhuti has no other way than words to communicate. Therefore, helplessly the gurus have to take the help of the words only to communicate to us sadhana and anubhuti. Without doing sadhana, anubhuti will not come. Without sadhana and anubhuti, it is not spiritual sadhana, and we are only at the words level, struggling even to understand the words, more funnily even to utter the words. Many are able to utter it and understand. When it comes to practicality, उनमें दम नहीं है, हिम्मत नहीं है, कमिटमेंट नहीं है, कमजोर है, बुजदिल है. I can't do that type of. Do it. Here also, when Bhagwan's Shankha Chakra Gada Rupa, Vishnu Rupa is told, उसका हर दिन ध्यान कर करके हृदय में विष्णु का रूप स्थायी भाव में बैठ जाना चाहिए, permanently. In the same way, the Guru Rupa, Guru Pada Rupa, Ishta Devata Rupa. If we can mold our mind, then our mind itself is temple. That Murti of the Lord is his Lord. Yes, do upasana. ऐसे बैठ गया आधा घंटा करो मानसिक पूजा. That is more valuable. So, what is that? Tapta Jambunada Prakyam. In the Tap Jambunada means gold. Tapta means heated. Heated gold colored Lord. Vishnu Murti. Chamak Dhamak. Tapta Jambunada Prakyam. Then Shankha Chakra Gadambujaihi. He has got Lasat Chaturbhujam, 4 hands. Each of the hand has got Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Then Shantam. What Shantakaram Shainam Wala is not Shainam, is standing here. Shantam. Then Padma Kinjalka Vasasam. Like his dress is the Kinjalka Varna of the lotus. That golden type of colored dress. Padma Kinjalka is in that semi-gold color. Yellowish, goldish color. That type of dress. So Bhagwan's Chaya is golden and he has 4 bhujas with Shankachakradhamadma. His Vastra also is this wonderful golden. Then Spurat Kirita, very shining, bright, brilliant Kiritam on his head. Kataka, the bangles or the Kataka in the hands. Kati Sutra, the Kati Sutra Mekhala. Varangadam, the best of the Angadas, the Bhuja Kirtis. Srivatsa Vaksham, the chest mein Srivatsa Chihana on the right side. Then Bhrajat Kaustubham, the Kaustubhamani shining in his heart. Vanamalinam, with the Vanamala in the neck. Aisa mera रूप का ध्यान करो. This standard form helps us, to focus, because it is given in standard way, easy to follow and focus. That type of confusion to be avoided. कि every time in what form I should do the Vishnu's ध्यानम. अरे बाबा फॉर्म में ध्यान करने में तुम फंस गए तो एक्चुअल उपासना कब करोगे? So Rupa is Nirdushta or Nirdishta. Do you do that? Then the next sloka, Spurat Kirita Kataka, Katisutrangada Varangadam, then Srivatsa Vakshasam, Brajat Kaustuvam, Vanamalinam. To that Lord, Rupa, do the Dhyanam in the Agni, and to him you are offering ahutis. Dhyayan Abhyarcha Daruni, Havisha Vigruta Nicha, Prasya Ajya Bhagav Agaro, Datvacha Ajya Plutam Havihi. Into that Agni, the Samidhas, fully immersed in the ghee, while chanting Veda mantras, offer them. ध्यान ऐसे भगवान का ध्यान करके अभी अर्च्या डूइंग इज पाद्य अर्घ्यमाचमने इत्यादि which is done as if in the Tantra Paddhati. Then Daruni, the wooden pieces, the Samidhas, Havisha Vigrutani, which are properly dipped in the ghee, Prasya Aja Bhagava Agharau. Exactly offer them in the fully blazing fire in the center. And the Yajnikas, they know which part of the Yajna Kunda, which Bhagavan is invoked. अग्नि का कभी कभी 2-3 देवता इन्वोक करते तो कहाँ आहुति डाल, दे गाइड लेफ्ट साइड, राइट साइड, दैट साइड, दिस साइड. सेम थिंग इन मुंडकोपनिषद, आज्य भागो अंतरेण आहुति प्रत्यपादयेत. Exactly in the central place, you have to do the Ahuti Pratipadanam. Then only all these Kali, Karali, Manojava, Sulohita, Suzumarna, Spulingini, Vitsparupi, these Sapta Jihva Agni Devatas, Swaha Devis, they Ehi Ehiti Tamaharchaya Archayantaha. Avan Karteve, they take this Yajna doing Purusha to those lokas, aiming at which he did the Yajna. So कर्म कांड में यज्ञ याग में कोई उत्तम लोक को पाने के उद्देश्य से उस यज्ञ को विधि विधान से जो करते हैं वो देवता लोग उनको रेड कार्पेट ट्रीटमेंट में आराम से रथादि बिठाकर दे आर टेकन देयर. So here also do the pratipadanam in the Ajyabhaga Aghara. Aghara means the center place, Ajyabhaga, जहाँ डालना है exactly there. Prasya, prasya means offer it. Then Dattvacha Ajyaplutam Havihi. Then the Havi means all the other things which are collected for Arpana, whether Navadhanyas, other things, उसमें भी घी डाल के उसको भी जहाँ जहाँ मंत्रोच्चारण के समय पंडित जी कहते हैं उसमें डालना एंड सीख लेना. हो गया. Then what are the mantras to be chanted? We know जुह्याद मूल मंत्रेण षोडश रुचावधानतः धर्मादिभ्यो यथा न्यायम मंत्रैः सृष्टकृतं बुधः. जुह्यात मूल मंत्रेण. मूल मंत्र is ओम नमो नारायण. So take a number of 108 बार. ओम नमो नारायणाय स्वाहा नारायणाय इदं नमः. ओम नमो नारायणाय स्वाहा नारायणाय इदं नमः. और ओम विष्णवे स्वाहा विष्णवे इदं नमः. This is how मूल मंत्र यज्ञम. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय स्वाहा वासुदेवाय इदं नमः. Whichever the देवता, इट इज विष्णु का है, विष्णु का ही पूछा नारद जी, उद्धव जी ने आपका उपासना कैसा करना है, मेरा ऐसा करना है. भगवान कृष्ण तो जानते हैं विष्णु ओनली, तो ही इज गिविंग दिस. And other than the Mula Mantra, the better one is what? Shodasha Rucha Avadhanata. That in the Purusha Suktam, there are the 16 into 64 mantras. तो for 61 sentences. So 4 sentences का एक श्लोक है, उसको लेकर आप कर सकते हो. Rupa is of Narayana. That Narayana is Purusha. His Sukti, his praise is done by all devatas when he appeared as the Purusha. That became Purusha Suktam. So using the Purusha Sukta mantra as a charana, while doing so, you do it. Like we saw in the Upasana Abhishek के टाइम पे जैसे मंत्र पढ़े, यहाँ भी पुरुष सूक्तम, नारायण सूक्तम, विष्णु सूक्तम, नारायण उपनिषद, इनको पढ़ते हुए स्वाहा करके आहुतियां डालना. सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपाद सवोमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलज्ञ स्वाहा. श्री महाविष्णवे इदं नमः. पुरुष एवेदकं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उदामृतत्वस्येषानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति स्वाहा. श्री महाविष्णव इदं नमः. पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवे त्रिपादोऽर्ध उदयित् पुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनग्गः स्वाहा. श्री महाविष्णु इदं नमः. शासनानशने अभे तस्माद् विराड जायत विराजो अधिपुरुषः स जातोत्तरिच्छद पश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरः स्वाहा. इदं नमः. एक लाइन इधर उधर हो गया तो क्षमा करना, because we don't done long time. So to Om Sahasrashirshan Devam Vishwaksham Vishwashambhuvam Vishwan Narayanan Devam Aksharam Paramam Vadam or Sahasrashirshan Devam Vishwaksham Vishwashambhuvam Swaha Vishwannarayanan Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam Swaha Vishwada Parama Nityam Vishwannarayanagam Harim Swaha Vishwamevedam Purushastad Vishwamajivati Patim Vishwasyatmeshwaragam Shashvatagam Shivamachyutagaswaha Sri Maha Vishnavaidan Namah. Now, just imagine for half a minute, not much, how tremendous is the power of concentration that Panditji has to have to do the puja of this Havana, at which time he'll have to observe the Agni is not quenched up, it is maintained. He should also remember the sequence of the mantras, and he should also do the exactly Swahakar at the right time and offer at the right place, and make the Yajamanas also do the same thing. And he should also observe whether the Samhitas etc. are getting over, and he should never forget the sight of Bhagavan Vishnu in that particular Agni. इतना सारा करके उनको करना पड़ता है. He'll have to guide everyone that is there. It is, it's a tremendous test for his Medha Shakti, the power of memory, power of alertness and all. नहीं होगा. हम तो I तो see in many yajnas the यजमाना स्वाहा करके पंडित जी 1.5 मिनट हो गए, तब जाकर लोग आधा लड्डू खा के बाकी उसमें डालते. आहा स्वाहा आहा स्वाहा. Many of them are only attending to the people whether who have come or not come. Don't do this thing. If you are doing Havan at home, inviting any Pandit ji, पूरा उसमें रहना. So tough it is. The mantra उच्चारण ही उसका सीक्वेंस ही, फिर बीच बीच में रोक कर स्वाहा इधर नमः करके immediately the next one you have to remember. How much practice it is required, and with the swara they have to chant. So too when they do the Rudra Homam, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, Rudra Swaha Rudraya Namaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudra Utota Ishave Namaha, Namaste Astu Dhanvane Bahubhyam Udate Namaha, Ya Daishu Shivadama Shivam Babhuvate Dhanuswaha. Oh. What have I? Om Vishnoragam Veryani Prabhu Chamya Parthivani Vimerjagam Siyo Askavaya Duttaragaswaha. So, Shodasha Ruchavidanam, if you are not able to do, Mula Mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Sri Mahavishnavedan Namama. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana is Mula Mantra. Okay. Then, after that, as it was taught to us, while doing the Tantra Vida Upasana, here also Dharma Dibhyaha. The 4 corners are there, no? Om Dharma Jnana Vairagya Aishwarya. Or Yatha Nyayam. To Dharma Dibhya includes all of them, then to all the Parshadas, to all these Ayudhas, Vahanas, Avaranas, we have to offer one Swahakara. Om Shankhaya Namaha, Shankhaya Swahaidan Namama, Om Gadaya Swaha Gadaidan Namama, like that to all the Avarana. Then all the Parshas, Nandaya Swaha Nandaidan Namama, Sunandaya Swaha Sunandaidan Namama, then Vinakaya Swaha Vinakadan Namama, Vishwaksenaya Swaha Vishwaksenaya Dhanam, Vyasa Swaha Vyasa, Swaguruvaya Swaha Swaguruvaya Namama, all of that. In this way we have to do. Then the last one is called Swishta Kruta Mantra. So, Ishtakruta mantra is the last mantra in the yajna before the Purna Ahuti. In the Swishtakruta mantra, 2 things are achieved. One is, whatever shortcomings have happened in doing Upasana so far, asking for forgiveness. Then, reminding the Lord of our Sankalpa, for which we are doing this yajna. And then, that Swishtakruta Homa mein, the sweet aspect जो होता है ना, मिठाई जो है ना, उसका हम offer करते हैं आधा. Swishtakruta Homa is, there is mantras, uchcharanas are there. Very, very tongue twisting there are. So much talking in English, Hindi going on, that all Sanskrit is forgotten by me now. Telugu, तीनों मिलाकर संस्कृत को भुला रहे. अब याद रखने के लिए डेली आई एम डूइंग माई पारायण भागवत रामायण At your own cost, I know all of you feel सीधा क्लास बोलने से बढ़िया होगा स्वामी जी, why wasting our 15 minutes of time with chanting? You are right from your side, but I am right from my side. I have no other time than this to do the Parayanam and to keep up with my little 0.001% Sanskritam. There's no other way. Okay, in this way, Svishta Kurta Homa is done. After that, to that Vishnumurti who is in the Agni Rupa, now all the Tantra रूप में जो उपासनाएं किया है वो सब किए जाते. Having done, finally, then the Purnahuti is done. Then the Arati is done. Then we do the, after the Arati, the Pradakshina of the Yagna Kundam, Sashtanga Namaskaram, then the Bhasmaraksha, all the Tirtha Prasadam. And a big chunk of the portion which we saw during the Tantra Upasana of chanting the Ashtottarams, all of that here, with Ashtottarams you can do the Swahakara, with the Shodasha Mantras you can do Om Namo Narayana 108 बार करके आप कर सकते हो, and there are very many. Main thing Bhagavan told. So there are people who have done the 18,000 Bhagavata Shloka Upasana, Swahakara. You know that? In Kerala and all those places, they do Bhagavata Yagnam in this way. Right from Shloka 1, they chant and do. It runs for some 14 days or 21 days. Every day these many mantras they do. भगवत गीता का गीता हवन हम तो करते हैं. 700 slokas. It is a whole day process. At least 7-8 hours it takes. Initial puja, then every sloka chanted and swaha done. That it takes 6-7 hours. Then the Sishtakrut Homam, Purnahuti Homam, then all the Shodashopachara Puja, Arati, then Bhajanam, Kirtanam, Veda Mantrocharanam, Stotra Patanam, Satsangam, and divine. Beautiful. I have done Baba. मेरी लाइफ में तो बहुत जगह पे किया है सारा. तृप्ति है. That's why no regrets or guilts or desires. Straight वेदांत पढ़ो, तत्व जानो, इसी पे हमारा मन है. अगर बाकी सब किया है, at least to some extent. और भी करने का है तो करवाएंगे भगवान. Okay, Datvachmanam Uchesham ityadi shlokas, we will see them tomorrow. Thank you. Sarvam Narayana Arpanamastu. Thank you, friends. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. So tomorrow we conclude this. The day after tomorrow we will do, as I told you, the Shodashopachaparaka explanation. And that day itself, if possible, we will conclude the last 7-8 shlokas in which how we have to help in construction of temples and maintaining them. If it is not happening that day, the next day we will do. So in 4-5 दिनों में ये 27 वाला सर्ग होता रहेगा. Then the 28 में परतत्व निरूपणम, तत्व ज्ञानम is given. In the 29th one, Badrinath में Uddhava will go. And 30th, all the Yadavas fight with each other. 31, Bhagavan Krishna leaves this loka and goes. हो गया 11th skandham. Then the 12th skandham, only 13 chapters. That happens in 15-20 days. That's how in next 1.5 month maximum time we are going to conclude our Bhagavata Maha Puranam Satsangam in English also. It is a special satisfaction to me. In Hindi 3 times we have done Saptaha. In English this is what we are doing. In Telugu 1 Bhagavata Trisaptaha done, and 8.5 years we have done every shloka satsang in Telugu also, like we are doing in Hindi now. So this is how Bhagavata Trupti for me. Now let us start our Sri Ramayanji today. As I promised you yesterday, I may take the entire day today only to read out the contents of Valmiki Ramayanas, all the 7 skandhas, 7 kandams. Just have patience. Why the Bhagavan is making me do this, even I don't know. Toward the end, if time permits, we will make a beginning of the our Adhyatma Ramayana. Okay, now stay back.